Welcome to those of you who are joining for the very first time. And because tonight is January 31st, this is the very last day of the month of the new year. And so this is going to be a real power-packed meeting. We're so excited that you guys joined us tonight. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready. I'm excited.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I want to say we're going to talk about building with Lich tonight, but we're also going to talk about why we're building with Lich. And we want to just say that if you guys are following the leaderboard at all, you'll notice that there's a lot of people from Latin America. You can't even really tell what country they are from, but we have one of our team members in number 20. Who is that, Hal?
Laura McClendon.
Laura McClendon.
Yep. She is on the overall international leaderboard. Now, I will say tomorrow night, guys, we don't know who is on the United States leaderboard, but each week, as when Stephen does the Freedom Call, he does a top 10 leaderboard. And we've had several people on that that are not on the international board since they just opened up Latin America. There's been a huge explosion there with CBD. But anyway, so we want to recognize Laura McClendon. The other thing that we want to say about the present international leaderboard, and I want y'all to pay attention to this. Two of the top leaders in the entire company are on the leaderboard. Anytime you see, if you look at the leaderboard or we talk about it, when you see top leaders like presidentials, diamonds, double diamonds, even nationals on the leaderboard, you need to recognize that that is a time for you to get in higher gear. That's when you put the pedal down, because when the leaders are in that kind of motion, enrolling people, it's because they know that momentum is about to happen for us for a period of time. And so it's just one of those little indicators of activity when your top leaders who have teams and have administration, when you get to our level, it's more about helping you guys than it is enrolling new people, even though we continue to do that. But when top leaders are on the enrollment leaderboard, that means something new is happening and they're trying to bring more people in overall. And that's what's happening right now. And it's because of really about Lich and probably the stimulus pack. Between the two, between the stimulus pack and Lich, and probably mostly Lich, we're at a whole new wonderful place in our businesses, all of us, every single person. So
Jenny Lesby, if you look at the leaderboard, she's number 6. We also have the Barnes, Lee and Brent Barnes are number 2. So those are some signals. And just, as an intro, you guys, this is Elevation Call versus Monday night, which is kind of the Stephen Thompson's Freedom Call, and he calls it the Hour of Power. This is really our opportunity to work very closely with those of you who are really working to accomplish a goal with Stylist. And we call it elevation because it's really universal. This is not just about hitting Jeep qualification. This is really understanding how to elevate your game, elevate your business, and elevate your life. And one of the things we really wanted to get serious about is how Lich is really changing the way that this business is working. And I came in over 3 years ago. You guys know my story. But as a health professional, I was really focused on internal health. What I learned from previous experience with skincare is that it's just simple. I mean, it's skincare. You don't have to know the science, that if your skin shows a positive change and shows it fairly quickly, people are much more open to trying something because you don't have the normal pushback on internal health conversation, whether they pass or fail a drug test and all those things. So this is really a window, and we're tapping into the $183 billion skincare market by 2025. So we're going to talk about Lich. What's all the buzz? We're wanting everybody to understand the importance of the transfer buy. Really, the number one transfer buy is skincare. So use it, document your results, take a before picture, and really important, you guys, heads up, because in order to submit the your before picture for the Stylist contest, it has to be in by midnight tonight, February 1st. And that has to go to stylist.com/skincare-challenge. So I know Susan Welch had asked me for that. We've posted that on Team Unlimited and Team Wildfire. So make sure that you submit those photos just to document the changes in your skin before. you start this program. And then of course, every 7 weeks, they're going to be
7
following
days.
every 7 days after that. Go ahead. Did you want to add to
No,
that?
I just wanted,
Okay.
you said every 7 weeks.
7 weeks. Well, we're almost at 7 weeks.
They're doing it every 7 weeks?
No, I was teasing.
Oh, okay.
I can confuse the best of, by the way, you guys, Hal's birthday's tomorrow. Just
Woo,
want to
happy
throw that
birthday.
in there. So we're like, happy birthday, Hal. But it's end of the month, so we're not going to celebrate until
No.
that's over. Here's the other thing is that when we talk about sharing Lich, there's 2 hashtags that maybe you guys were on the lunch and learned the other day. One of them is hashtag Lich. The other one is hashtag in love with Lich. So if you're posting on social, either on Facebook or Instagram, or even on Facebook Lives, and you can use those 2 hashtags. And if you don't understand what they're for, then go reference the lunch and learn that happened the other day.
You're doing good. Keep going.
Am I doing good?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't want to slow you down.
So I want to preface this by telling you guys kind of a story, just a little, very briefly. Many of you guys know that I had 13 years with another company that I actually worked with Angela and Judy Carver and Kristen. And I worked really, really, really hard in this business. And I learned a lot. I learned what not to do. I've learned to overcome a lot of my fears, and just a lot of self-development happened in that 13-year period. But one of the things, I joined for internal health, but they launched a skin device a couple of years into my tenure with them. And because I was really focused on internal health, I didn't really do a lot with that. And I saw this company absolutely explode with the skincare device. And what they did is they would kind of demonstrate it on half the face. And really, like in maybe 10 minutes, maybe sometimes 30 minutes, you could kind of see a difference in, skin quality and lift and that kind of thing. And so they did a lot of demonstrations with that. And that company is still doing demonstrations. What I saw is the power of skincare. And what I realized is that I missed a window because I didn't really take action. I kind of watched it go by. I got one myself. I used it. I enjoyed it, but I didn't really work that business very hard with that product line. And so right now, I want us to understand that this is going to go viral. I've never seen a skincare program as powerful and as quick as this, with the least amount of hypersensitivity reactions. I mean, this is a universally accepted skincare program. But honestly, guys, it's a window. Right now, we have an opportunity to make this go viral. And so why we take action now, I want Hal to kind of talk about that. Why now, Hal?
So from my perspective, the reason I'm excited is the product works, and the product works really very quickly on everyone that I've seen use the product. There's not been one single person who's actually used the product for a few days that is not really very satisfied and pleased with some results across the board. 100%. That's amazing to start with. So when you have an opportunity to work with a product like that, you need to work with that product and do it as rapidly as possible. That's the first thing. The second thing, though, in the window of opportunity is that people are looking right now for something to make them feel better in life. Just, again, across the board, people are looking for it. The next piece of this, though, is that many of you, and I want to remind you of this, many of you got in this business because you really liked the results of the product. The CBD, the CBG, you liked that. But you had to educate people on it. They had to really kind of understand it. And then trust you to try something that they knew nothing about, really, ever. But now with Lich, the other part of the reason many of you got into this business part of this is you saw this with Stylist as an opportunity to be on the ground floor of something that's going to explode and explode in growth from a business standpoint for you. And so it doesn't just happen. Parts have to come together for it to work for you. Stylist with Lich, it is going to become a $1 billion industry. The question is, will you take advantage of this opportunity for you to take the time, the energy, the personal commitment to yourself with this product line that has just been launched. Now is the time for you. I will say without a doubt, I believe that Lich will do two things. One, it will be easier for you to get people to try the product and to join what you're doing. The second part that it will do is it will open the door for people's lives to be impacted with the health benefits of the other products we've been dealing in the last 2.5 to 3.5 years. So it is truly a magical key that you have to put in a lot of door locks. That means talk to a lot of people and do it intentionally with enthusiasm and consistency. I really believe that will Lich be here 2 or 3 years from now? Yes, Lich will be here 2 or 3 years from now. The people, though, that are in now and sharing with people have an opportunity of a lifetime. We've all been saying Stylist has presented us an opportunity of a lifetime, but it's been difficult. It's been a challenge for many people. And I think that with the Lich line, you're going to just be able to literally walk up to people who already know you and they're going to say, what are you doing? Now, not everyone, but many people will. And that's when you have to be prepared to not be perfect. I was telling Beth Plumley this week, I was like, Beth, practice makes what? And she said, perfect. Well, we don't want perfect. What we want is progress. Practice makes progress and preparedness. So when you practice talking to people, it gets you prepared for the next time you talk with people so that you're prepared for when they say, what are you doing with well, you look different. You're glowing. You're prepared for that because you've practiced by talking to many people intentionally as opposed to just waiting for it to happen. So there's that. And then the other shift I want to talk with you all about. And I told Lisa when we walked out of Best Buy, I bought a new computer yesterday from Best Buy. And the young man that was helping us, he was really good, very helpful. We were there to get the computer. And after we made our decision, I turned to him and I said these words to him. I said, what CBD are you using? I didn't say, hey, tell me what you know about CBD, which is what we used to say. So that was the third person in the last week I've said these words to. What CBD are you using? And guess what? Every single one of them had a CBD they were using. Every one of them. 100%. So what that said to me was, we're past the stage of having to ask people if they know anything about CBD. Now, there's still people out there that don't know anything about it, but many people have already been educated by the masses and by the media and by the CBD neon lights. But what I'm discovering is that most people really don't have a product that they thoroughly enjoy. They can't even tell you what it is, but they're aware of it and they're using it. So I'm taking it back right now for just a second, back to our foundational piece, which is that we need to educate people. And that can take a while. Well, the education is already happening in the background. So with Lich combined with Ultracell, CBD, CBG, and all the other minerals and vitamins that we have, I believe that Lich will open the door, but it's not our only option. It's not the only key that will work. But I will tell you, with this key, I think it very well could be the master key that opens many doors as opposed to the CBD key. So anyway.
Fantastic. Great. So if you're taking notes, then you want to write that down as what we call the 3-foot rule. When you're out and about, when you're at a restaurant, when you're at a store, what CBD are you using is a great talking point. So thank you for that, Hal. The thing I really wanted to go over is just how do we share the ways that we share Lich right now, ways to really grow your volume. Because if you look at your volume at the end of this month and you're not satisfied, you haven't met your goal yet, your long-term goal, then we just have to continue to learn how to share this, creating conversations. Number one way is to get Lich on your face. your face.
And CBD in your body, and
And
ultrasound in your
CBD,
body.
CBG in your body. That's our really tandem products. But I love it when I notice on social that people are doing lives. I saw Mary Ellen and Roger did a great live. Linda and Jim do great job documenting the changes that they've seen already in their skin.
Beth did a live.
Beth did a live. Yes, absolutely. And you guys, those are really powerful. I will tell you that I did a live a couple months ago, kind of the first one that I did, just kind of telling my story and talking about CBD. And just 2 days ago, I had somebody that contacted me from that they ultimately saw that. So it might not all be immediate action, but it's something that you put out there. The right people will come back to you. So get this on your own face and show the result. So that's number one. Number two, get Lich on someone else's face. And Hal, talk about our event that we did at our house the other day.
So we had a small gathering. I actually presented. Here's what's really cool. I have done almost all of our Lich presentations live and on Zoom. One, because I want to. I really want to do this. I want to share the presentation. I do think that it does have a special impact when men talk about skincare. I think, and the fact that I'm enthusiastic and truly enjoying it, and for myself personally. But we had a very small gathering. We had a lady who had just enrolled as a stimulus pack like a few weeks before, and she came. And so when we got done, Lisa invited her back to our bathroom where we keep our Lich, and she took her through about maybe 3 to 5 minute little regimen, which she wanted to do. And the lady came out and bought she upgraded, right?
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
She upgraded from stimulus to a silver pack right there on the spot. And then last night, someone else was with us, an ambassador who had not ordered her Red Zone special. She's already a gold ambassador with us here. And when they started to leave, I said, hey, come with me. So I took her back in our bathroom. She's related to me, so that was cool. And I said, here, just put this, if you don't mind. I know you're going home to clean your face, and I'll just try this. And I squirted it on her hand. She rubbed it on her face. And I kind of told her what I do. Well, she walked out of the bathroom, came in the kitchen, and bought her Red Zone special, right?
Right.
Is that what happened?
She did. Mm-hmm.
And because we had product with us, because we had bought a gold pack in the show special, Lisa was able to just give her products that she literally could take home with her, and then had her shipped to us to replace it. And so just through that small 3-minute demonstration live with those people, now not everybody can you do that, and you don't want to wait till you can go out and book a presentation where someone's live and you put it on their skin. But anyway, is that what you want me to talk about?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So just kind of the takeaway from that is, getting small groups of people into your home, or taking your own Lich out to go meet other people. Hal actually took our Lich.
Oh, they forgot about that. So we've been trying to prospect our hairstylist for quite a while. And though he buys product, we've won our stylist on board. Well, when Lich came out, I told Lisa, I said, he's not going to get on board. I'm going to switch. So I called someone that used to cut my hair years ago, and I said, can I get an appointment at your new shop? And so she set me an appointment for Thursday morning, and I took our stuff with me because I told her, I said, I'm coming to get my hair cut, but I want to talk to you about business. You own your own shop. You've got the open door. And so I literally had her cut my hair. She asked about our business because she knows what we're doing. And anyway, long story short, I did the same thing. I squirted on her hand. She rubbed it on her hands, like the lotion, showed her the different things, the hands-on. She said, well, let me book an appointment with Lisa since you say I need to talk to Lisa. I said, great. She booked a 4 o'clock appointment that day. And then yesterday, she enrolled. And so anyway, that's like 3 people by just getting a little bit of the product, as well as them seeing our faces, that caused them to take an action. So you just got to get out there, guys. You got to get out there.
So in-home demos, taking your products and going out into the marketplace, and then also getting people on that 28-day In Love with Lich skincare challenge. And I mentioned, referenced that website to submit your before photos to. But that's another great way. You don't have to be an ambassador. You don't even have to really be a customer with Stylist in order to participate in that. So getting Lich on someone else's face is very powerful, because salons, spas, aesthetics, nurse practitioners, those can be a great candidate to even walk in to do cold calls. So number 3, get prospects on opportunity calls. I've got one recorded in my phone that Jenny Lesby did. So if I have somebody, not on the first date, but if I have somebody that says, hey, I'm interested, I'd like to know a little bit more about Lich, I will send them Jenny Lesby's recorded presentation. And so in addition to that, every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday evening at 8 Central, we have a regular opportunity overview. And right now, those are all about Lich. That's something that the company actually puts on as well. So Zoom meetings, we do our own for our team, but that's another way for people to at least hear about Lich and Stylist, getting prospects on those calls. And then number 4, getting prospects to live meetings, which they're starting to come back. I'm super excited that I'm going to be in Evansville next week, thanks to Angela Noble and Mary Ellen and Gio and that team. We're actually going to be doing a live meeting next Tuesday, February 9th at a restaurant. So it won't be a huge group, but we're super excited to kind of get back live with people. You can bet I will bring my own Lich to every single one of those meetings. So we have to have product in order for people to actually experience it. So that's, and then also you guys, February 6th, if you didn't hear this, there's going to be a skincare symposium on Zoom live corporate from 11 a.m. to 1 o'clock Central. And that's going to be a big event. And I'm sure we'll have kits to be able to order. So you definitely want all your Lich prospects, anyone who has Lich, to be on that skincare symposium coming up Saturday, February the 6th. What do you think about that?
I love it. Keep going.
So those are the 4 ways to share. Does anybody want to share anything else? How do you share? How do you create volume with Lich?
Hey, Lisa, just what you mentioned about Facebook. Guys, make sure that when you're doing Facebook, you're not doing it to get an immediate reaction. You hope that you do, but you're out there to drip on people, to be consistent. And a lot of times what we do is we just put one post up and we think that that's going to be the post. Your role is to make sure that when they think about skincare, when they think about CBD, when they think about their health, they think about you, because you are the messenger. And so be very consistent with what you're doing. Have a plan, know your social media. I believe that's a big key to what we're doing right now. I know that it is. So, and Jenny Lesby would, I think, would be the first to tell you that a lot of what has happened for her success is that she's had a strategy with social media. Now, is that the only way? Of course not. But it is a way, and an important way, and we have to be very consistent and very professional of what we do.
Linda, that's a great point. Thank you. I think many people do not have a strategy. And so a couple of things about that. On social media, I think what's been recommended is not just, I agree what our people teach about this, and that is have a plan, work the plan. If you don't have a plan, still put some things out, but you kind of need to not do so much. In other words, if you don't have a plan, just throw it in there, like how often you might, I don't know, go to a rock concert, or how often that you went out dancing, or something you don't do every day. I think people fall in love with the idea of casting this net out into the world and hope you're going to easily capture somebody because of your excitement using social media. And so what people end up doing is think they've been working their business because they've thrown something exciting out there on social media. I'm going to tell you, as far as effectiveness goes, that's quite a ways down the list. If you're not contacting people directly, using social media as your strategy is not going to work. And number 2, when they do contact you, if they do, because you've not been working the other parts of your business and learning how to talk, having the confidence to talk, when you finally do get somebody to respond, we just don't handle it that well. we give them too much information, or we stutter all over the place, or we don't know what to do. And so it's really better to work a plan. But I will say that I told Lisa this morning, I said, I really think at the end of the day, end of the month today with Lich, with the great packages that we have. So think about this. We have a stimulus pack. This is for anyone that you might still know right now who is not in business or not using product. They can get a stimulus pack for $49. They can purchase silver or gold Lich packages, or a combination of packages with CBD and things they can choose from in the regular enrollment as new ambassadors. And with that, through tonight, they can still get a trip, okay, that they can use anytime over the next year or two that comes with it. They get a position on your team and a business. After midnight tonight, most good chunks of that go away.
Yeah.
So we don't know. What we know for sure is that the trips go away for this time around. And it's been over a year since they've offered these. The second thing that definitely will go away is that people will not get a business in the stimulus pack from this day forward. It's done with that after tonight. We don't know exactly if there's going to be a stimulus pack. If there is, it will not include a business. That's almost 99% guaranteed. But the other thing that they will not be able to do, even for ambassadors after tonight, will not be able to purchase this $299 or less, in some cases with the gold pack, per Lich kit through this red zone special. The reason we even have the red zone special the last 4 days of the month, this month, is because my wife asked Stephen for one, for you guys.
Well, that's because Gio asked me.
Well, okay, Gio asked you, can we get because they've been around a while, and that Stephen used to every once in a while offer a red zone special, which means at the end of the month, they'll offer a 3, 4, 5 day, maybe a week package at a discounted price at the very end of the month, and you get extra BV, but mostly it's a great price. So again, I'm just saying to you, any and all of you who are trying to reach rank, have already hit your rank for the month, whatever you're doing, if there's anybody left in your thoughts on your list that you might reach out to that could get these packages, it's to their benefit that you're offering this. Make it about them, not you. So anyway.
I have one more question, and I'm going to single out Stephen Todd if he would unmute, because along that line, and this is not really just specific to Lich, but this is about Zalise. One of our team members has a lot of expertise in reaching people on LinkedIn. And
He's developed expertise.
He has developed it, man. He's done an amazing job. So Stephen Todd, would you comment a little bit on how you create conversations on LinkedIn?
Sure. I think back to social media, guys. It's what do you want to focus on? It's not a shotgun approach in social media where you're on Twitter, or you're on Facebook, or you're on this one or that one. I think it's a focus of where you want to grow your business and what social media network do you want to use. There's a listing, I don't know, there's probably 20 or 30 different types of social media networks, with Facebook again, I guess, ranked number one, and then there are different rankings on how many people are out there with those. And so in LinkedIn, it's not even in the top 20 of social media networks. I mean, I don't even think it's in the top 30. And so I went to LinkedIn back pre-COVID out of necessity, because I knew that we were being cut off from the world in our normal meet and greet routines of business. So I said, well, okay, where are business people located? I don't look at social media as a gathering, a network of people shaking hands and high-fiving. And this is, to me, social media and the business is a business, strictly. I don't talk to people on Facebook. I don't even talk to people on LinkedIn unless it's about business. So I don't say, and there's a new one out called Shaper, if you've heard that one. And that one's really good about saying, oh, well, how's your day? I think it's good. I mean, do you have time for that? I don't have time for that. So I just say, and I get right to the point. I don't, hey, I like you. Are you interested in health and wellness? No. Okay, thanks. Bye. I mean, I don't waste time with people who want to chit chat. I just don't. We have a business to build. We have an opportunity of a lifetime here. And I don't think the opportunity and people don't see that in our timeline, then okay, fine. I'm okay with that. So I'll use LinkedIn simply as a business tool to build a business with.
What's your message?
And my message is that find your tool, find your social media network that you like, that you feel like reaches people the best, and leverage it to your advantage. You know, you don't have time to talk and chat about the weather too much, about, you know, what pair of shoes they're buying next week. It just, you know, this business to me is a very, very short window, and LinkedIn, and not just LinkedIn, but all of them can get you there quickly. Like Hal said, you know, we've got this, Stephen built this business, guys, all with a social media platform, right? He mentioned that from the very beginning. And I know we have to go out and shake hands and be a part of our communities and all that. But that's a very slow way to do things, right? I mean, if you go to a Chamber of Commerce meeting and you shake 10 hands, you may find one of those 10 hands that will say, hey, this is good. Where in social media, you know, you can shake 100 hands right in an hour, and then you can find the percentages don't lie. The 80-20 rule doesn't lie in social media or in your business. So you to get those numbers to work your advantage, I think has to be in some way a social media. And I think you have to develop a business attitude toward it. I don't think it's not something I started off with. I didn't know anything about it for 90 days. I don't think I got anybody to even acknowledge I was around. And now the message is pretty consistent. You know, do you want to talk to me about health and wellness? Are you interested in health and wellness? And Stephen's always said that, right?
Right.
This is a health and wellness business. And he says that from the very beginning. And he never changed that message. And even though we're in skincare, it's still health and wellness of skincare, and CBD still in it. So that big market of health and wellness is still there. And to me, the skincare is just one adjunct off of the health and wellness industry. Even though it's sort of in its own area, it's still about better health and skin and internally. So my message to y'all is find your social media network that you like and get good at it. You know, get good at it, whether it be Twitter or whatever one you want, and be willing to take months to find how it works for you, not weeks and not days. You just be willing to take that time, because the only difference in 90 days and a year is 90 days in a year. You still, if you're interested in this business, you're still going to be doing it. So don't get caught up in the timeline of this. I don't think that's important either, to know whether it's 30 days or 60 days. And in LinkedIn, some of these messages go on 10, 12 deep, but it's always a consistent message toward business. It's always focused on that area of, you know, about their health and wellness, and are they interested in a business of health and wellness, or are they interested in endocannabinoid science, health and wellness, and Lisa's the best at this. She asks questions. I just ask questions. I just fire one. If they answer, I just ask another question. She taught me that. She asks question after question after question. And so, you know, she doesn't ever really give you one answer. She just asks you another question. So that's what I do on LinkedIn. I just keep asking questions. And then I've had people say, well, what is this? And I'll say, well, that's why we need to meet on Zoom. I don't tell them what it is. They don't deserve my time unless they want to meet me face to face. They don't deserve to know what it is. So I don't tell them. And then if they get snotty about it, I cut them off. This isn't for me, and it certainly isn't for you. Bye. And then I'm gone, because I don't have time for people that are insolent or in any way think that network marketing is some kind of scam. Guys, I just don't have time for that. I'm not a scam. You're not either. So take it serious. And if they have time, if they have that kind of attitude, you don't want them on your team. And I certainly don't spend the time, guys, in trying to coax anybody into this business. I do not go there. If you give me any flack, it's bye. Because how many people do we have at our disposal? We have all of South America, we have all of Europe, we have all the United States, and eventually with Stephen's vision, guys, we're going to have the whole world. So why you waste your time on somebody that gives you flack? You know, we're here in a special moment in time together. And this is all the time we got. We don't get it again. There are no do-overs. And I, in my heart, in my mind, I take that very serious, you know, because I know that my time with my leadership and to take their time is very special. So I don't want to waste any time. That's the way I look at this. And I'm older than most everybody on here, except for a few, and we're all in that together. But there's no way we want to waste time in this business. At least I don't see it that way. So my social media is be aggressive with it. Don't be fearful of it. Don't hesitate to tell people that you're not interested because they're not interested or whatever, and move on. Just move on. Don't and look at the whole world at your disposal here. So that's my attitude.
Well, what we're looking at right now is called mental toughness. And Stephen, you and Jenny, it's just, you guys just are the real deal. And, you know, you have regional toward national organization. You guys are building a whole group of leaders. And it's very easy just listening to you, listening to Linda and Jim. It's just easy to see why you guys have success over and over.
Let me just also say, we pointed this out last week, and I was literally thinking about it just now, and it wasn't in our notes to share, but, you know, mental toughness is one thing, but consistency is really the key.
Yes.
You can get excited for a few days. You can love a product for a while. You can commit to do something and you do it for a few days, but the leaders in this business are consistent. And they may take a day off or whatever. They may drive from Florida to Kentucky or Indiana to see their grandbaby, but they're still on the meeting tonight. They don't, you know, a part of their trip is to plan time to be on this call tonight. They wouldn't miss it. But also today, while they were visiting their grandbaby, they sent us their weekly activity report this morning. Jenny did. We can count on every week that we're going to get that from them. So it's no wonder that they're some of the top leaders or the top leaders in our organization. And it's because of the consistency. And so I was just thinking about an illustration that Jim Ferguson talks about so well. And I think he stole it from Zig Ziglar or someone, but he talks about the old well pump. And you can pump it 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 and you keep pumping it. There's no water coming out. There's no water. You're building up pressure, but you got to keep pumping it and pumping it and pumping it. And a lot of people will do that. And right now you could do that with Lich. Guys, you could get really excited with Lich and you get some people on board and you contact some folks and so forth, because it's really a great product. So you're pumping and pumping, and then you get some water and it trickles out. Well, if you don't keep the pressure on that pump, you got to go back to pumping it and pumping it and pumping it and pumping it. But if you'll keep some pressure and be consistent, it just takes a few pumps and here comes the water. That's just how a well works. But when you pump it, finally get some water out and you go, oh, we got water. And then you wait another month to pump that well again, or another 3 weeks, you're back to having to crank on it again. And some people say, yeah, I just worked so hard at this, but we don't work consistently at it. We can work hard at it. And we say, I worked really hard at that. I worked really hard at it. I contacted everybody I knew. I posted on social media or whatever I did. And I got a little result, but I didn't get anything. Well, what did you do after you got result? Well, we took a 2-week vacation. Well, I had this happen. Well, I had that happen. Well, my business, my other business, my regular business did this. And so that's the challenge. But I'm telling you that right now, if you'll commit to your business with Zalise, with this Lich line, and you'll work it enthusiastically and consistently, and you'll take the notes and you'll follow the direction, you'll follow the lead, and you'll do things you're not comfortable with, and you'll ask for help with those, and you'll be consistent with that, you will build your business, which will build your income. And then you will also help a lot of other people in the meantime. So the enthusiasm is there, but if the consistency is not, you can't build a business. You can love the products, but if the consistency is not, you can't build a business.
Amen. So not only mental toughness, but mindset and consistency. So thank you for sharing that. Thank you for giving of your leadership, and you guys, you've done a great job. So thank you again for that.
Well, thank y'all for y'all's leadership. I tell you, we all are here because of y'all's leadership and Jim and Linda's leadership. Nobody here would be here if it wasn't for y'all and Jim and Linda. They sponsored us, and we're just, we're just, Jenny and I are just humbled by that. And we want everybody to be on this ride, and not everybody will choose to be on this ride. Some people will just say, no, it's whatever. They're gonna let somebody else's opinion decide for them their future. And I just, I hope that everybody on this call doesn't do that, but some of you will. And our team, the people that are on this call, we're proud of them. They're tough. And that's an old football saying, and Hal knows that, but you have some tough people on the team, not so tough. And we've got some people that are leaders and going to be there in this business. So we're proud of that.
Well, I believe that everybody has that hidden leader within.
Yes.
And we all have a tribe that has yet to be called. And I think that the challenge for us is to learn how to call our tribe. We've talked about sharing this product on social media, but guys, the way that I've built my business, this is what I did, in 13 years in my first business, painfully. And in this business is picking up the phone and making a phone call. I learned to do it old school. And I learned that if I could think of one question that I could ask somebody that made me feel like this is something I would really say, then I could actually say a little script, and that little script really changed my business. And so you guys have heard a couple of questions. Hal asks, which CBD are you using? Stephen Todd asks, are you interested in health and wellness? But what I heard Lee Barnes the other day say, and I love it, is if I've got something that will significantly change your life in 30 days, can you give me 5 minutes? And I think that's something that all of us could say, to pick up the phone. And how many people do you have in your phone? Very few people are using the phone to reach out and make contacts. And I believe that the biggest power is when people can actually feel the emotion coming through the phone lines. And so if you are making notes, make sure you have that question, because again, we build this people with people that we know and love and care about. We give them the first opportunity. And obviously everyone depletes that list over time. And that's why we expand to social media and LinkedIn and things like that. But if you're just starting, you guys, if you have not talked to everyone you know and love, we start with them.
Yeah, I got a question for somebody. So are we done with that?
Yep.
Okay. So this is the follow-up. So I'm going to put somebody on the spot. So everybody, there's a bunch of y'all on the call right now, so be ready. Okay, I'm going to put somebody on the spot. Need some help here. So when you call someone or you talk to someone and you say that line, if I had something that would significantly impact your life in just 30 days, would you give me 5 minutes? And if they say yes, then your next question, Beth Plumley, is?
I knew you were going to do this to me.
What would you say? What would you say? What was your next question after they say, well, sure?
Are you more concerned about how your skin is aging or your health?
Great. So y'all get that? So after you ask them, if you say to them, if I had something that could significantly impact your life, would you give me 5 minutes? And if they say, well, I guess so, then you ask them what, Beth?
Is right now a good time?
Okay. And then the two questions, the thing you just gave us a minute ago, would you repeat?
Yeah, the question. So are you concerned more about how your skin is aging or your health?
There you go. So that's just one really good, useful next question. So anyway,
As Stephen Todd said, you guys, it's not about the information that you
Good job,
give.
Beth.
Good job, Beth. You get an A on that. It's really about the questions that we all ask. And a lot of people get really nervous because they think they have to be an expert in whatever, Lich, cannabinology, whatever it is, before they get on the phone. And the truth is, nobody wants to hear what you know. They want you to listen to them. So think of the questions that you could ask. And those were some really good questions.
and practicing asking questions makes you prepared for those opportunities. Practice does not make perfect. As a matter of fact, we much prefer imperfection. We much prefer imperfection. We would much rather people be prepared through practice than trying to work toward a perfect pitch, a perfect presentation, a perfect grasp of the knowledge of the science and the benefits of the endocannabinoid system. We want you to know those things, but practicing and talking with people about how you can help them, what they're looking for, it takes practice and it makes you prepared for the moment to help them. So.
Absolutely. Linda Ferguson, I wanted to pull you on, and because I know you have some good news about some folks that are on the call tonight.
Yeah. So if I could just say first, I just want to say I'm so proud of my brother.
Big brother.
Steve, Todd, and Jenny, of course. We're just so proud of them and their leadership. And man, I was just taking lots of notes, Steve, because I'm trying to get down that LinkedIn thing going too. So, but yeah, we want to announce tonight that Stacy Kathleenette Brown, who is in Pennsylvania, working in Pennsylvania, but lives in Dallas, Texas, by way of West Palm Beach, Florida. She is a new associate tonight, ranked up to associate. She's in her fast track. So we're going to work towards getting her to community during her fast track. Everybody give that Zoom wave going.
Zoom wave.
And she has with her one of her ambassadors that just came on board. His name is Kendrick Franklin. And
welcome.
They are on their, he is on his first call tonight. So we want to make sure that they get welcomed by the team.
Awesome. That's awesome. Welcome.
Awesome.
Welcome.
Does anybody else have anyone to welcome or anyone new on the call tonight? It's always a little bit nerve-wracking when you're like,
man, nobody wants to ever.
Oh, there's Michael
Mike
Litt.
Litt.
How you doing? I have one, Susan Ferry.
Susan Ferry. And we met Susan last week, and we love her.
Yeah, she's a little ball of positive energy.
That's
She
right.
is. She's amazing.
That's right.
Michael, thank you for bringing her on board.
Thanks for having her and being so great with her.
Oh, hey, we're just getting started, man. And awesome. So thank you for making that announcement. Anybody else new to the call tonight that maybe this might be your first call or calls?
Hey, I want to give a shout out to Nina Fuller, who did our first live, was it called Facebook Live?
Facebook Live.
She did
Nina
a great job,
Fuller
shared
did
her story, her health story.
Awesome job on Facebook.
She did a really good job. If y'all hadn't seen that, you might want to take a look at that and just, if you can kind of follow how she did that. I thought it was really.
Hey, Nina Fuller, can you unmute for a minute?
Hi, thanks for those sweet words.
Hey, we were impressed,
Yeah.
Nina. And tell us, was it difficult to do that? And what kind of response have you had so far?
Well, the difficulty is in starting and stopping and getting a smooth transition. I would think of something to say, but then I would stutter over my words at first. So I just started over until I had a few notes, things that I wanted to highlight, and it eventually worked out. So it only took a few minutes really to do that. And results, I've had a lot of wonderful comments. Some lady liked my hair and, things like that. But I actually have a phone appointment tomorrow with a lady that reached out to me and said that she was very interested in products. And she lives in, I believe it's Wisconsin now.
Awesome.
So,
Nina.
yeah, I'll be following up with her tomorrow.
Well,
Hey,
there'll be more to come probably over time. We don't necessarily expect an immediate response.
And Nina, just in 1 minute, do you mind sharing your Lich story with us? Because it was very powerful.
My Lich story has changed a little bit over time as I've thought about it, but my initial why, believe it or not, was because my husband was dealing with multiple myeloma, which is not, he did not have a promising prognosis. And so I knew that if he passed away, that I wasn't going to go back into the classroom and teach again. And we've been in ministry for 30 years, and we are home missionaries in essence. And so every month we have to regenerate our income. And if he passed away, I would need to get a job. And so not only did I need to improve my health, but I needed to improve my financial health. And hearing the business as well as what CBD could do, a full spectrum CBD could do, gave me hope for the future. And here we are. And thankfully, he's in remission and he's doing really well. So that's it in a nutshell.
And if you'll get him on Lich, he can join us other men who are being international male skincare.
Yes, he has a baby face already, but at our age, we need the help.
Beautiful, Nina. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us.
And I'm really excited too that this week I was able to sign up 3 new enrollees. So we're on the roll. Yeah. Woo!
Your skin looks amazing too, by the way, Nina.
Oh, thank you.
So
Yours
thank you for all that you do. And it's just a very exciting time right now. So,
Yeah.
so you guys, I wanted to share one more thing. One of the benefits of having been in this industry for many, many years is that I've been exposed and introduced to people who've had a lot of success. And one of the women who actually, one of the wealthiest women in the US started the company that I was with for 13 years. And she shared, her name is Clara, but she shared a lot of her wisdom. And one of the things she said, just in closing, she said, you do this at your level and then you increase your skill, because everyone comes in this business with a different skill set. So I came into this business thinking I was a badass because I'd been successful in some other ventures. You know, one of them was just corporate world and pharmaceuticals, and another one was an ICU nurse. I was a fitness and health person, and I felt like I was very successful and actually well recognized in those fields. And I just fell flat on my face in this industry. And it just, I wanted to hate it because I thought it was
the networking
industry. I thought it was the networking industry's fault that I was not successful at it. And so just understand that even if you've had success, I believe that there's really a great reason to get good at what we're doing, because this is about connecting with humans at a level that I have never experienced before. And the better we get at creating conversations and sharing faith and hope with other people, getting ourselves out of the equation, and really giving hope and love to the world, that is when you start seeing, you collect your tribe and you start seeing the volume success. So with that, this is something that is within the grasp of everyone on this call right now.
So collapse your time now. Many people invest 4 years and more in college to get a degree. Some go on to master's degrees. I have 2 of them. Took me 8 years to get my undergraduate and master's degree. None of it has to do anything in the world with business, which I did after I got out of college and got my master's degree. Had nothing to do with it, 8 years. Neither did it have to do with real estate. Neither did it have to do with construction, and certainly had nothing to do with hemp, CBD, and skincare. None of those degrees. 4 to 8 years. And then people get in a business like this, and after 6 months to a year, they don't realize they've been getting an education, a 6 month to a year education. And with the undergrad degrees and post degrees, you don't get paid till you get out there after a few years. But with this, you can collapse time. And this is an opportunity to collapse a 4-year degree into the next 3 to 6 months. But you know what it takes? It takes getting in there and doing this you have to scale up your activity. You know, with college, they only offer classes and you can only take so much over a period of time. But with this, you can collapse time. And I believe now is a time that if we'll take advantage of that, we will increase our businesses and our income rapidly.
So you guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up because it is the end of the month. We're working to the very, very last minute. There's a lot of people out there that still have rank goals. And in fact, if you don't, you need to develop one, because one of the main rules is that you work till the very last minute at the end of the month, regardless of whether you've hit your rank or not. Because if you don't work it, your team won't work it. The worst thing people can say is, oh, I'm too far from my goal, so I'm just
or I've reached my goal and I'm too far from my next one. I can relax. The reality is in this business, the quicker you hit your goal each month, the more you need to help the people on your team reach their goal or find out even what it is. And so I think especially right now with this Lich moment, that every person who considers themselves a leader or is a leader in this business, whether you have a team of 300 or 3,000, you work to the end of the month on this, and especially during this, and find out who needs help, find out who wants to move forward and set their momentum for the next month. The end of the month establishes the momentum for the next month.
Absolutely.
So,
Okay, guys, we're going to stop the recording. If anyone has questions or comments, we got another minute or two.